We got things to talk about. Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back. My name's Albie. This is yet another writing vlog where I take you through my week after work while I work on my goal of becoming a full-time author with real small, itty-bitty little baby steps, okay? We're gonna be here a while. But I digress. We're gonna hop right into this week with a discussion because this has been my audiobook. I think I started it like last Wednesday. I really listened to it the most over the weekend. I had to get it in audiobook. Well, first of all, let me go all the way back. I had to go to multiple bookstores just to find this book. It's that popular, okay? I've heard nothing but great things and 5 out of 5 reviews. It is so dense and honestly slow to start that I decided to just get it on audio or on Audible so that I could listen to it and like pick up the pace a little bit because I just wasn't getting into it trying to sit down and read it like a tangible book. So I got it on audio and I've been listening to it nonstop, and I've got I think like 2 or 2.5 hours left, and I'm at the part. If you've read it, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've read this book, the part, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what to tell you about this. At first I was like, oh, this is like a 3 out of 5 for me, like this is just not a good book, but now I'm realizing, like, technically speaking, this is really good writing, and from a plot standpoint, it's very well done. The only thing I could say is that I personally find that the characters fall a little bit flat. Especially with the female character, Sadie, I don't know. It's a weird situation where the plot and everything is so good and it's very unique. It's a very unique story, but I just can't get on board with these characters. I just don't feel any kind of emotional attachment to them, even though the story is emotional, if that makes any kind of sense. It's a weird situation because usually in order for the story to be emotional to me, I have to have some sort of attachment with a character. I don't have any attachment to any of these characters, but I can say this is still an emotional story. So I don't know exactly what that says. And again, I still have like 2.5 hours left of the audiobook, so maybe my mind will be blown by the end, but I will just say overall, I'm a little disappointed. I feel like this book was way overhyped. Yeah. And what's crazy is even when I was at the bookstore and I picked it up, a girl stopped me and was like, oh, that's such a good book. I was so convinced I was gonna fall in love with this book, and I'm just not, and I'm a little bit disappointed because my expectations were just way too high. And I feel like that happens a lot of times with like overhyped books, but yeah. That's the book review for this week. I haven't read anything else since I talked to you guys. I've started Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood from here on YouTube. If you don't follow her, you should. Her weekly vlogs inspire me to start making weekly vlogs, and she is just a delight to watch. So go check her out and check out her book, which just launched last week. So I got it, and I'm just excited to have like a shorter, like sweeter fall read coming off of this bad boy, because even if I enjoyed it, this is a heavy book. This is not a light, easy read, so I'm excited to have something more cutesy and fall for the rest of the week. But yeah, we had to talk about this and just get it out the way. So I was just watching somebody else's writing vlog, and they made such a good point, and it's something like one of those things where you know in your own head, but you need to hear somebody else say it for you to believe it. And it's that idea of like, just write the story. You know there's a chapter that's wonky, you know there's a section that's wonky that you need to go back and fix, but like, just write the story. And I think I need to do that because there is a section that to me feels rushed, but I haven't been able to figure out how to unrush it. But I have the rest of the story. Remember last week, I figured it all out and plotted everything together. So I just need to write the story. I've got to my goal about 25,000 words left to write. And that sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, like with everything that I have left, like that's not a lot. So I have no doubt that I'm gonna hit it, but I need to just stop obsessing over this one scene in the middle of the story. Like I can go back and flesh that out and fix it. I just need to get the story on the page. So we're gonna get into a writing sprint. This one's only gonna be like 25-30 minutes because then I have to hop on a call, and then we will probably try to do another, I think. I don't know, we'll see where this one takes us. Minutes and we only got 297 words, but 297 words more than I had before, so I'll take it. I regret to inform you that we have lost the light, and I now must subject you to me with the big light, but just under 300 words, and I'm gonna call it for today because I have to be up at like 5 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm gonna keep listening to the rest of tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow for the rest of the night while I do my chores, and then I will check in with you guys when I'm home from work tomorrow. Good morning. It's Tuesday. It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted, but I have to tell you, I have changed my stance. Shockingly, I have changed my stance on tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow within the last 2 hours of the book. And that's simply because I can say it is a solid 4 out of 5. For many, probably a 5 out of 5 in terms of it being a good book. It's just not for me. That's the decision that I've come to, is like, I just didn't like it, but I can recognize that it is a outstanding book. So I get the hype. I just wasn't for me. I didn't connect with the characters, but I could tell, I could see what's there from a technical standpoint, and for most people I could see why this would be like an incredible book for them. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But I will say the last 2 hours of the audiobook, minus the whole Pioneer Woman section, that was weird, but everything else, I was like, all right, this picked up. Shockingly, this picked up more than I thought it would, but I have to go to work now. I will be back to do writing sprints when I am off later in the evening, and I will talk to you then. Hello, I'm back from work. I am exhausted and I don't really want to write, but I'm gonna get it done because as much as I am tired, I'm also very inspired. I had a lot of aha moments while I was at work today, which is the most inconvenient place to get an aha moment about your book, especially because I work somewhere where it's not like I can access even my cell phone, let alone my manuscript, so is what it is. But I'm gonna sit down and just eat my dinner and then do a 45-minute writing sprint and see what we can accomplish. Did I immediately go into my writing sprint? No, absolutely not. I just messed around and found out, and now it's 9:30 and I just finished. So 1387's not bad for a day's work after work. Pretty excited about that. That puts me at 67%, so 2% since Sunday. I'll take it, but good night. I'll see you in the morning. I think you can genuinely tell just what kind of day I've had just by how unhinged my hair is by the time I pick up the camera and talk to you guys, but I digress. I'm gonna get right into a writing sprint. It is Wednesday. I have finished work. I have Pilates in a little bit. To be honest, I don't want to go at all. I'm exhausted. My neighbor burnt toast last night at like 2 a.m. and my apartment smelled like burnt toast, to the point where it woke me up and then I couldn't fall back asleep. So regardless, I'm tired, I'm scatterbrained, my hair is crazy, but we're gonna go ahead and get the sprint done because honestly, I was on a little bit of a roll last night and I just need to push through. I am at that pivotal climax point in the story and I just need to get it on paper. Like I said on Monday, I just need to get it on to the paper and I will work out the kinks later. But like, if I don't just get this out of my head's not gonna let me keep doing this for much longer. It's telling me to move on to other books. It's giving me all these great ideas for other stories. And I'm like, no, focus. We have things to do here. We have to finish this. But that's just how it is for me. I get to this point around the like 65% mark and my brain is like, or we could write a different book. What about that? So I'm just trying to push through that, but let's get right into the sprint. I'm not in the mood to do this, but I'm gonna have to get it done. All right, and that wraps up Wednesday with 965 new words added for a total of 69.31% to our goal. Can you tell I work in data? Because I just love the numbers. I'm not a math person, but I do enjoy tracking the data of my writing as I progress. It just is some sort of weird motivation in my mind. But I digress. We are already trending to at least hit, if not surpass, last week's 5% increase. So I'm pretty excited, and things are just flowing easier than they were before now that I have that general idea of the way I want things to go. It's still taking me a little bit to like get into the swing of it with every sprint, but it's not nearly as hard as it was like 2 weeks ago. So this is working. Something about it is working. I will not deny that. So that's all for Wednesday. I just have to walk my dog and then go to Pilates, and then I'm probably gonna read and go to bed. So I'm gonna leave you guys here and hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Although last Thursday, I didn't manage to film a single thing or write a single thing, so we'll see. Hopefully this Thursday goes better than last week's, but I digress. I will talk to you tomorrow. Let's make it a thing. I'll talk to you tomorrow, for sure. I'll make it happen. I really picked my ugliest day of the week to sit down and actually just have a conversation with you guys, and that's fine. We're just gonna roll with it. My brother In Christ, my brother in Christ, get out of the trash. Oh my God. So before we lose the light on this wonderful Thursday evening, I wanted to talk to you guys really quick. First of all, I did not go into the office. I have no excuse to be as tired as I am, but I don't have a creative bone in my body. I have tried to do writing sprints twice after work and it's just not coming to me. So instead we're gonna chit chat. What I wanna talk about is the ranking system and why I no longer wanna rank books, because I've decided that if I'm gonna put my opinion on the internet, I'd rather just tell you guys I liked it, I didn't like it, this is what I liked about it, this is what I didn't like about it. Because to assign a ranking just, oh, for lack of a better term, it feels icky to me. And I didn't struggle with it as much when I was like giving books 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 like I did in my first video, but I am struggling with Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow because I didn't like the book, but I can recognize and have profound respect for how well crafted it is. And from an author perspective, I'm having a hard time separating how to rank. I'm having a hard time separating it, putting it together. I don't know. It's just, it seems unfair no matter how I look at it. It's unfair for me to say it's a 4 out of 5 when I didn't like the book and I probably wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It seems unfair to give it a 3 out of 5 when it's so well crafted. If you ask me for a recommendation for a book to study and analyze how to write well and how to craft a really intense story, I would say read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, but that's a very specific recommendation that you're asking for. I would not say, if you came to me and said, hey, I'm looking for a new read, what do you suggest? This isn't gonna be a book that I suggest, and to give it anything above a 3 out of 5 makes it seem like something I would, because if I rank something usually in the past 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5, those are the books that I'm gonna be like, oh my God, you have to read this. You see what I mean? It's a complicated emotion that I'm dealing with right now. So obviously this book has sent me on a roller coaster of emotions in more than one way. But I just feel like that, especially as a fellow author, if I can't do it fairly, I should not do it at all. I understand the value in that system, and I understand that we need quantifiable data in today's economy, in the world we live in. I understand it, and I value it from the reader's perspective, even if it is unfair. I still just personally think that maybe it's just not for me, and I think this book broke it for me, and I'm kind of glad that it did. So moving forward, again, I'll tell you if I like it, I'll tell you if I didn't like it, I'll tell you what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, but I'm not going to be giving it like a blank out of blank rating. Now, you will probably hear me, if I read something that is really, really good, you will probably hear me get excited and go, that's a 10 out of 10. That's a colloquial term, just conveying my excitement about something. It's not like I rank this a 10 out of 10 and here's why. That's not me. I just know myself, and there's a really good chance that you're going to hear me say that because it's a phrase I use a lot, but it's not meant to be an actual rank for anything. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, so if you get this far in the video, please leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about the ranking system. I am gonna go crawl into bed and read for the rest of the evening. I've just realized that Thursdays are a down day for me, and that's okay. I think Thursdays are gonna be a tough day for me to write because I'm usually in the office. Today was a weird one where I worked from home, and it's the most stressful day of the week for me, and so I think it's just easier if I accept that maybe Thursdays are our chatty days and that I get all of my writing done on the other 4 days of the week. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello, it is Friday, finally. I am notably not sitting down to write, but rather have gotten ready to go and get all of my hair cut off. So I'm gonna go do that. Then I'm gonna come back and write. It's gonna be a long night tonight between writing and getting this video edited to go up tomorrow, but I think we can get it done. I'm feeling pretty motivated. I only need 1% more, which is less than 1,000 words, I believe. So 1% more to hit my 5% goal for this week, to at least maintain what we did last week. So I think I can get it done, and I also think I can get the video edited, but that might just be the excitement of my new hair incoming that has me thinking that way, but we'll see. I think we can do it. So that took an unexpected 3 hours that I just wasn't planning on spending at the hair salon, but I digress. I have 1% left, so let's get right into the writing sprint. I forgot that the last scene I wrote was a sexy scene. This has got a lot of work to be done to it, but it's spicy, all right. It's very spicy. We did it with 10 minutes to spare. We have hit 70%. I am done for the week. I will see you in the next one. Love you, bye.